Grapefruit is a proud sponsor of Fake Dr. Levin.
Hello and welcome to Intro to Intervals with me, Fake Dr. Levin. Last week I showed you an interesting exercise to help you learn the fretboard better that utilized intervals in a cool way. And it got me thinking maybe I should do a whole series on intervals because they're so useful and I use them all the time, and of course I should do this. So today I wanted to give a little intro to intervals. I have in the description below the video an introduction to what intervals are and how to name them. And then I want to tell you in this video why intervals are useful, how it can help you with your music. So first of all, the short but sweet of what the document below says is basically that intervals are a descriptor for the distance between any two notes. So any two notes are some distance apart, and there's a name for that distance, which is the interval name. So for example, if we go to our 8th fret low E string and we look at this note C here, and then we go to D, those are described as a major second apart. So the name of that interval is a major second, and there's names for every interval, and if you change an interval in a slight way, there's a name for that too. So if we take this major second and we flat, instead of going C to D, we go to C to D flat, that becomes a minor second. So we had major second, and now we have our minor second. And what happens is, what you want to do, the reason why these are so useful, is you want to learn to identify intervals by ear. You want to be able to hear la 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 and say, ah, yes, that's a major second, and then hear la la and be like, aha, that's a minor second. And when you're able to do that, you can hear melodies like la 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 la, and know that that's C to D, that's a major second, then another major second from D to E, then a minor third from E up to G, and then back down. Da 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 da. Let's see if I'm right. So that's how you hear a melody and then know what it is it's from ear training with intervals, because every melody is just a combination of a bunch of intervals together. There are people out there who have studied intervals and worked on ear training so much that they can hear a melody even that complicated and perform it in the first or second try, just from knowing those intervallic relationships. So learning to identify intervals by ear will be one of the big focuses of this series, because it's, like, to me, it's the most instantly applicable skill. Another thing is, on the guitar, intervals look a certain way. Like your power chord, that's a perfect fifth. And so if we take this power chord, move it here, it's still a perfect fifth. That's another perfect fifth. And if we go here, of course we have to adjust a little because it's the G and B string and they're a major third apart. Wow, which is an interval, by the way. There's a perfect fifth. And then we go back to our power chord shape here. There's a perfect fifth. And so knowing the shape of each interval is really helpful too, because then when you hear an interval and you know how it sounds, you also know how it looks. And there's other shapes for a perfect fifth, like this. Oh, that's not a perfect fifth, that's an octave. Here's a perfect fifth. Here's another perfect fifth. Here's another perfect fifth. So knowing the different ways to play each interval will also help you to do that. Hearing an idea, hearing a melody, and playing it on the guitar thing. And also, that goes for chords, because chords are just a series of intervals played at the same time. This G major 7 here is a major 7th, and, well, relative to the root, relative to G, it's a major 7th, a major 3rd, and a perfect 5th. And so, you've got your formula for what the chord is in an oral sense by knowing how these intervals sound and what intervals are contained in them. So we're going to start by identifying these intervals by ear, and we're going to see how they all look on the fretboard. And through this series, I hope to help you be able to hear an interval and say, aha, that is most certainly a perfect fourth. That is most certainly a major seventh, and then begin to play those sounds on the guitar when you hear them. It's a good task, and it'll take a lot of work, but I believe in you.